0x10's proposal for the Central City heliport.
I mean, Gods has given his approval, and quite frankly, I don't think there's much controversy around.
Yeah, there's really nothing going on in the other side of that, whatever that street is. So, okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with it. What happens to the road in the middle?
If you see the brown line around the bottom, it's going to be rerouted.
All right. Yeah, I have no issue with that.
So is it just going to, perhaps one potential issue is it's really close to the interchange with the interchange with the A8, but I don't think that's too much of an issue. That can be just, it'll take some adapting, but I don't think it's that much of a problem.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah, good. Okay, any objections?
Sounds like no objections.
Yep.
Approved.
Let's push through.
Oh, yeah.
Approved. I can put it in the road sheet in just a minute.
Wait, road sheet? What about it?
All right. B33.
Chief, are you dead? Something's happened. Okay, I'll take over. Yeah, B33. This is off from the A54 going east.
Doesn't know how to crop.
Yeah, but I mean, it's better than like some screenshots we've gotten.
Yeah. I don't have much of an issue with this. It's really straight, but I guess there's no reason to make it curved unless it.
Okay.
I just hope it's not completely irrespective of the landscape.
Yeah. We could just add a stipulation that it needs to respect the landscape.
Yeah, that could work.
To be fair,
Also,
there's a stretch of the A road that it connects to that's entirely straight. That's longer than that in the image. So.
Just as long as I think it, respects the landscape, it's fine.
Yeah.
So approved.
Yeah.
Seems like no major objections here.
Yep,
Yeah, seems like that's an okay.
We should terraform and stuff.
Okay, cool. 7B approved.
Okay, apparently Fred got all the proper permissions this time.
On to 7C. I think that was the major issue that we had at the GSM, right? Was just permissioning?
Yeah, we needed all permissions.
I believe we were going to approve it. Just
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, and aside from, looks like he just did a couple small bits of rerouting, but yeah, I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Any issues?
I don't have an issue.
Sounds like it's approved.
All things I've gotten.
Okay, great. Cool. Oh God, HVT Blue Row bypass, which you put in the folder.
Open the PDF.
Could have linked it.
But it's not linked.
Link to HVT.
No one else can read. Okay, we need a link. Hold on.
I'll get it.
Also, B33 is now on the road list.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Links in.
Thank you, gods.
You could have just put this on the actual GSM.
Oh, that's the link just to the folder.
Yeah, can you not do PDFs? Open another thing.
Like PDFs make sense. Like for kitties, there are a bunch of them that kind of make. With this, it's kind of
right.
This is just one. It's bypassing Malawan and Las Fedoras. There are two towns between Covina and Thunderbird.
Real quick for the public listening in, if you're following on the agenda, I've corrected the link, so it should go straight to the file instead of via the folder.
What is with that little loop just there?
That's just his routing for the track because it stops in that town that's marked off.
Okay. To be honest, it doesn't seem that controversial. It's
fine.
Is it going to be underground?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, fine with me.
I'm happy.
Moving up.
Seems fine.
Approved.
7D approved. 7E, Southern Warp Rail.
This is the one that people mentioned that they probably didn't need to be submitted to the because all the distances between stations are less than.
Although the distance between Arcadia and Kanto, that looks more than 4,000.
But again, 4Ks don't need staff
yeah,
approval
true.
if that's the only thing. So if it's just
yeah,
re-
it just needs.
I just-
notice needs
I
email.
just dropped it
Yeah.
on the agenda because it said it was just waiting for CC's permission. So, and he's given that now.
oh, perfect. Okay, then that's fine.
Okay, we don't need it.
They're approved.
Then.
Yeah.
Sure. approved.
Technically approved, but doesn't need our approval anyway.
Well,
Hold on.
Well, it
There is there a section in this part
There
that's we should be still be looking at that, right?
It's Kanto to Arcadia.
Is that the really long part?
Yeah,
across
that's the really long part in the desert.
Okay.
Is there really anything between the two?
There's Cremona.
I have a town between the two, but yeah, it's nothing really else.
Cremona is not one of the
that
things.
whole thing. Like,
No, but theoretically, it could go through Cremona if you really wanted to.
I mean, it looks like it.
Ramona
might be
does
within-
have a town. I wouldn't consider it Cremona, but it is underneath that.
regardless, I don't think it's our position to dictate. I mean, if Cabal
he's just-
or Ramona
just
doesn't
checking.
want it to stop there, then
We're Castle. We're just
Well,
checking if
he-
we have permission.
It doesn't look like he asked for permission.
okay.
So it sounds like
It's
he's
not listed below.
avoiding. Yeah, so
It
I
looks
guess
like he's going around the eastern part of the town.
I mean,
No,
ju-
that
we could
it
just clarify
surrounds
he
that
asked.
There's a
whole-
western part of the town that he goes directly under, it looks like.
I mean, we could conditionally approve it on the assuming that he has got permission for Cremona because it does go within 500 blocks.
I think that would be fair.
Sure.
Yeah, fine with me.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Conditionally approved pending permission notification on that one. Okay.
That's not a notification. He would need to give approval because that goes directly under the.
Oh, it's going straight under. Okay, yeah, my bad. Okay, yep. So conditionally approved pending permission. All right, 8A.
You got us all too.
Electric Boogaloo.
So I'm going to be frank, and I actually have a new objection. Well, not objection, but a concern. Personally, I don't think the hotel building contest was really well run last time. I think mainly because it was one complaint was it was sort of arranged in a way where it felt like it was expanding to claim another MRT station, which wasn't very cool and wasn't stipulated in the initial proposal. My new complaint about this proposal, as I see here, is the rules seem very, what's the best word to say? Well, if a lot of it has a lot of caps in it, it feels like it's being rather, I can't think of the word. It's just, yeah. I'm
Very, there's a lot of energy.
confrontational.
I
Yes,
love the
there we go.
narrative
Yeah,
energy.
Confrontational. It's probably
It's
confrontational.
not the most professional thing in the world.
Yeah, this isn't a terms of service document.
Mm.
Oh, that's a long list of rules.
It is. I mean, there's nothing wrong necessarily with a lot of rules. It's just I don't like how it's been worded. It feels a little like we're like all the people applying to the hotel competition are guilty before.
We're all
Yeah, I
guilty
mean,
of-
there's really no need at the end of every rule to say, and if you don't do this, you'll be disqualified. You can just put like somewhere at the
Well,
beginning or end that if you don't follow the rules, you're disqualified.
Well, how else will we know not to build anything taller than 101 blocks tall? It's very important, Kath.
I guess a better way of saying this is we don't word rules like this in our server rules and in certainly other events and contests we've seen. They're not worded in this way either.
Yeah.
So
I
based on
mean,
Yeah, no, I think no. Time points out these are engineered in the previous competition. I think from was more saying like I think we didn't notice this last time, so it might be worthwhile changing them. Yeah.
I mean, just a point. It doesn't start until July the 1st, so we could ask him to resubmit for the main GSM. Like,
I don't think this is that big of an issue when we might.
I mean, I don't think it's perhaps we could ask to rewrite the rules in a more friendly fashion, so to speak, and then just submit it by email away from GSM.
I mean, the rules are separate. We can approve the prize amounts and breakdowns and all that if you like.
Speaking of the prize amounts, 5,000 seems like a lot.
Yeah,
I don't
know if anyone.
I don't think it's unreasonable. It is quite a bit of effort that goes. I mean, if you look at the hotels last time, I will say quite a bit of effort went into all of them, especially the ones that won.
What was the breakdown in the last run?
It's exactly the same.
Same breakdown.
I honestly, it was exactly the same. Honestly, I forgot that we did 5,000.
I mean, it does seem like a lot, but I think given the size of the plots, like it is quite a bit of effort that goes into these. I mean, definitely more than most contests we approve.
Honestly, the only thing that, I mean, I think it's 5,000 is fine. I mean, if I was personally, I would say 4,000, but I guess since it was the last time, I guess.
I've just highlighted one paragraph I've just noticed where he's saying that he will build a hotel. Should we stipulate that as he's running the event, he shouldn't be able to actually win any prizes?
The next sentence.
The second half of that sentence says, "I will once again not participate in the competition itself."
Oh, sorry, I just saw that. I completely missed that.
The only thing I was considering was the method of voting. I'm not sure if it's the same from last time. The only thing is because the way it's set up, you could theoretically vote everyone else as one, therefore dragging everyone else's averages down, but raising your averages. I would just change that.
I suppose the same consequences in MRT Vision. Like you could vote for obviously low quality screenshots in order to.
No, but the thing is that those are at least you are weighted those differently because like this is you drag everyone else's average down because if you give points to other people, you're gonna drag your points down anyway. But if you give a 1 to everyone else, you by default are making yours high. If everyone else does not give 1s to you.
Let me ask this to Time and maybe anyone else who may have noticed this. Was this an actual problem in the previous contest? I heard some rumblings about it, but I'm not entirely sure. I'm curious what the perception is.
The only reason I brought the concern is because there was, in the Central City Mall building competition, there were some questions about some people's voting where like some people might have voted some down just because they didn't like the person. Like they're like, oh, yeah.
I mean, I suppose the problem with that one is the judges were also all participating in the competition themselves. It was a select group of judges.
Kitty can attest to this because what happened was, Kitty, you can attest to this because remember, everyone else, because for example, if MRT Vision, if everyone else gives you points except for one person, you can still win. But if you remember, Kitty, everyone gave you like a decent score, but then there was that one judge who basically dragged it down and made you lose. So that's what I'm saying, like theoretically one person can theoretically drag you down if you take the average of everyone. I know who it was. I was not taking the name out of respect, but
I guess given these concerns, whether they're severe enough or not, is there a possible alternate way to do judging?
I mean, just vote. The other option is.
I would say instead of. Go ahead, sorry.
No, you could just. If time will be up for it, it could be a voting sort of along the lines of this is my favorite, this is my second favorite, and so on, rather than
Eurovision style voting.
That's all.
Well, specifically.
I mean, not even that. It's more like. I mean, it doesn't even have to be that. I could just be like, oh, you can give, these are my favorites. I want to give a point to each of them. It doesn't have to be like staggered. It can be whatever. I would just say I would steer away from the average score just because anyone could basically give a 1 to everyone and drag everyone down.
Yeah, or if you're limiting how many hotels you can give points to, like that way there's you have to be a little bit careful with how you're actually allocating those out.
I mean, yeah, you could do either one. I mean, either way, though, if you wanted to vote in an unfair way, it is still possible with both those voting methods. It's just somewhat easier with the current.
Yeah, average score isn't is a lot easier to manipulate. So
see master builders on Mindplex.
Yes.
Okay, it sounds like there's several issues. Let's talk about what. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So, I mean, the actual competition itself doesn't seem too bad. I feel like, again, we could probably move this to either move this to next GSM if time gets a more rigid voting system in place and just approve the amounts now.
I mean, I'm fine with the amounts personally. I think as Castle said, it's quite a lot of effort to make a full-blown hotel.
I'm gonna agree with Yoshi a little bit. I think the first prize is a bit too much. I'd be fine with cutting it to 4,000. Just, I know people have been putting. It is a lot of work, but I don't know if it's worth 5,000 for a winner.
I could see 4,000. I could see either or. Both of them are just kind of the same to me.
Yeah, I'm fine with either. I mean, it is a lot of work. So.
Time says that, well, if one person did, couldn't I just give the power to veto the vote? Well, if you veto the vote, then how do you decide the winner? It's the only question I would have.
It becomes.
So what do you mean by veto the vote?
Well, basically, like, if you for example, calling a vote like, oh, this vote clearly wasn't done like right, therefore, the vote's like.
That could open it up to time zone perceptions, like, oh, I don't agree. I think this other person should come first, therefore.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, how would you handle that in MRT vision if someone votes obviously on? Like, how would you handle that?
How I've handled in the past is basically just tell them, in certain cases where it's obvious, for example, people who voted just literally the draw order, like, this is clearly not your vote, please vote again. And I think they understand. I think the thing is, if you tell people, like, this clearly is your vote, I think they'll understand. Just the only thing with, again, the only problem with averages is you can do it just so discreetly where it doesn't seem like you're doing it but you can. Like, if you vote like normally with like a bunch of 8s and 7s, you give someone like a 5, and then you give a few people 5s. It'll look like a normal vote, but you can still drag it down like quite heavily. While if you give points to other people, if you choose not to give a point to someone, that's not taking away from anyone else.
I think we should just delay this to the GSM because it's gotten like to be a pretty long discussion.
John G, to clarify, the difference between MRT Vision voting and this voting is that if you don't vote first, either way in MRT Vision, you're going to, in a way, hurt your chances because you're giving points to other people, right? But theoretically, in this average setting, if you give everyone a low score, you hurt everyone without hurting.
In MRT Vision, you're giving the same amount of points away, no matter who you're giving.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could just give out all ones.
Okay.
Time just wants to know if you can start terraforming the site or not. I would have no problem with him start terraforming the site and just cleaning up stuff for the GSM.
I don't have issues. Yeah, I think the concept of the contest is great. I think there's some logistical details that we still need to hash out.
Yeah.
So, but I'm okay. I'm okay preparing the site.
So specifically, preparing the site is approved. The funding amounts
for everything except first place.
Yeah. Do we want to approve those now as well?
Approve what now? Sorry.
The prize amounts.
Do we say 5,000 for that? Because I know there's a little bit.
I prefer 4,000 to be really honest. Yeah, I know it's lower than the last contest.
Proposed
still
4,000.
Like combined first, second, third, even with 4,000, it's 7,000 for 3 people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine lowering it to 4. I mean,
sure.
I don't really mind, to be honest.
Okay, so there's no objection. Okay, so let's go 4,000. So funding amounts, you can prepare the land. The rules need to be, I think, rewritten in a more
less hostile manner.
Yeah, less hostile manner. And anything else?
That's
I mean, Would we approve the rules and new voting system outside of the GSM, or should we just put it on the GSM?
Since he said it says in July, I think we can stay with the GSM.
Yeah.
If someone misses the GSM, he can go to the next
ISM too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so clear time. Yeah, just basically just repose that, but you can already start building the site and the basically just reach basically one if you could to basically ensure the funding request, just to send in a recopy of the cleanup rules and some basically a different voting system.
Cool.
I mean, the only problem I have is that with the funding amount we're talking about, like, isn't MRT Vision $5,000
Nope.
just
No, it's like it's 3,000, right?
It's 3,000.
Oh, never mind then.
The thing is, it's kind of the same thing. The first screenshot contest, the proposal was I think 5,000, and I lowered it because I thought, I don't think it's not. If you just take a screenshot, it's not that much. So that's why I lowered it too.
And to be fair, MRT Vision is run a lot more frequently than this. Other contest. So, yeah.
But at the same time, building a huge hotel takes a lot more work than setting up a screenshot.
But then
Even if it's only 3,000.
But I also do take consideration the number of people that are going to participate. Because if we look at the poll that he submitted, only I think 11 people still participate. So I think the number of participants, I think, also should be factored into consideration.
Again, if you even get third prize, you get $1,000. That's a lot. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're settled on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
8B, the pretzel games.
So, doing the quick math on the total amount, this is requesting less than $1,000 in funding.
Okay, is there any issue anyone has with this? Because honestly, that's barely any.
No.
It's not a huge deal.
It's a sports game. It's a small amount of money. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
You seem a little hesitant on that. Is that?
No.
I will say it is Pretzel's. He's a very new member, and this is the first time. It'd be worth seeing how it goes. I think just.
I mean, I'm fine with him testing the waters.
Well, and it's a small amount. Yeah, it's
start somewhere.
Yep, that's fair.
Small amount. If it all works great, fantastic. Work your way up. So cool. Approved. Best of luck. 8C MLS Shovelers Cup. This is a total of $1,600. Basically, it's a 2-person award. So champion gets 1,000, runner-up gets 600. This is effectively just the playoffs for the end of the existing MLS season.
I don't have any issue if Skelly's run this event confidently in the past.
Yep, fine with me.
Yeah.
Fine.
It does seem a little bit high, but that's my only real concern.
I think the season is fine, especially with the 22 participants.
Yeah, the way it's
There's a lot more people this year than there was last year. Speaking
The
from
amount
personal
of games.
experience.
Oh, wait, actually,
Okay,
can I
fair
clarify?
enough.
Can I have something clarified? When you say 22 teams, is that 22 different people or is it 22 teams of actual people? Because I know teams can be used. 22 people, okay. Yeah.
They're synonymous. A team is just one person.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think 22. That's fine. I think with that, because that is a decent amount of people you have to beat. So I think it's fine.
Yep, fine with me. Okay, sounds like that's approved in full. 8D Taco Burrito-a-thon funding.
3 of them at the same time, so.
Well, in quick sequence. Yeah, we haven't had one of these in a while.
I think it's been event has been fun, and the amount is honestly not that much, only 500 per each. It's fine.
1,500 per or 1,500 in
No, 500 per event. So for
1,500 total between the 3 events.
Okay.
Whoever's tossing pans about, can you please mute your mic?
I think it's Yoshi. I'm not sure Yoshi can do much about it.
Yoshi.
His background is always loud.
All right, maybe around pots higher money, so you won't have to get it.
Considering the history of Skelly running these events, and they have not been very. They seem to be run well. I don't see an issue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Approved.
I'm all fine with it. Okay, 8D approved. 8E bridge building.
50 all participation is high. Holy.
Well, conductor, a question: you said you're expecting 15 or more people. How many do you actually have so far? Because I'm kind of curious.
Over 10 in the first few bits of applications, but.
Are you reading that?
In the proposal, it says currently on the first 12 hours of applying, there are already 10 plus applicants.
Oh, I missed that sentence. No, I'm asking. Well, I'm asking conductor. What's the count now?
Okay.
I'm looking in GSM discussion. I'm not sure if he.
God's asked in game.
12 now.
12 now. Okay.
Okay.
So and there's still 2 weeks to go before it actually happens. So.
And that's a lot of built bridges consecutively.
The only thing
I don't see.
Yeah. The only thing that concerns me is the participation is finished. Honestly, it seems a bit high, but because I don't think the bridges are that big, if I'm correct, right?
No, it was pretty big.
They're decent size. They're in. I believe he has a section set off in the games world, out in like the northwest, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, you could go see for reference.
Mossy is there now if you want to teleport.
Yeah, I'm there.
Bitch.
It's Mossy.
Oh, it's not.
Of course, it's Mossy. Bitch.
That's Tom language.
Sorry, Yoshi. So what is? What
I
exactly?
think we have a list.
For some reason, I remember this is smaller, so never mind. I thought it was a much closer river, but it seems never mind.
No, this is fairly big.
Okay, so basically, yeah, he's just created there's a predefined river thing, and it's a brand new bridge you have to make over it. Okay.
Can I ask this too? It's for time as well, but also for conductor. After people finish building their bridges and hotels or whatever, are they if they say they want it in their town, are they allowed to put it in their, or does it you have to stay here?
When we did,
Time explicitly said that had to stay in his town. I'm not sure about conductors.
I was gonna say, I thought with the first hotel building thing in Sig of Sal that was a condition of approval, was that you had to be allowed to take it elsewhere.
I don't. Was it?
I think I remember us saying afterwards that we needed to let people take them.
The concern was that Time would want to turn Sig of Sal into a ranked town of its own, and we sort of said, no, that's not on, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't an issue on the games world, obviously.
As in, conductor, what we're asking is, when people have finished building their bridges, will they be allowed to use their bridge in their own town or in their own project afterwards?
If they chose.
There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
It is their after all.
I guess the question for Time is, in this second hotel building contest, what is? I'm reading the rules. I can't seem to find it.
So Time says that he wanted to keep it in. So I assume this is the same thing. He says basically he wants to keep it in the town, so you couldn't copy paste it anywhere else, just to keep it unique. Is the main reason?
No, that's for the Sega of Sal, but I'm talking about this contest. What's his stance on? Okay.
I honestly, I think it's fine.
I I feel like we may have to look at previous agendas, but I feel like we said no to that. Possibly.
I don't think you should be able to restrict people from doing what they wish with their own builds.
Like bringing in previously done builds is one thing, but I'm a huge fan of portability out.
Yeah, if
like you want to use your hotel in your own town, like it is yours.
I mean, technically, there's like, it's not plagiarizing because it's your own build.
If there is a thing, like if another way to solve it is if the concern is to keep the town unique, we could say if you can't copy the hotel, but if you do want to move it, you have to actually like physically move it out. Like it can't remain in the town where it was built for the content.
No, I think the town should stay as like a monument to it, like Sega Salas.
Yeah, I don't think you should try to say like, oh, you're able to like remove it from the town. I think if you built it there, I think it should stay there for the content.
I mean, I'm just saying that I'm just saying based on the argument that Time is putting up for Sega Sal. I'm not sure if the same for this new town.
I think
going back to the bridge contest we were on that, just while we wait for time response. Is there anyone that's opposed to the proposal there?
I'm fine with it.
I'm happy with it.
I'm fine with it.
Maybe add as a little thing as well, because this is due to, if I'm reading this right, it's due to start tomorrow. Maybe we can add a warp at spawn.
For every event there is a warp at spawn.
We always do that, AP. So I mean, yeah. Okay. I made a warp for the golf tournament yesterday.
I made it prettier.
The tournament's over, Yoshi.
Oh, I need to remove it. Fuck.
Okay. While you guys are dealing with that. Okay, so it sounds like AD is approved.
Time is saying he would prefer copy over cut.
Yeah, no, I do agree that I don't think that you should have to like get rid of it in this cigar. So I think it should stay there because I think it's kind of like, it's for the contest. It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm with Yoshi. It's like it's a part of the contest. It'd be kind of weird to host a contest somewhere and immediately have like the winning vote just like taken out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then so I guess then are we saying that yes, if someone wants to copy a hotel, they can. We're saying no to just disallowing any copying or cutting.
Yeah,
that seems like Time's original intent, but we're saying no. That's not really
we're saying
builder.
Yeah, I think we're saying that even though that's not the intention of the contest, if you do want to export it and put it in your town, that's fine. Yeah, and Time's saying in chat, yeah, I'd rather them not, but it's not going to hurt anyone if they do. So.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So discouraged but allowed. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. So that resolves that. So, okay. 8F Desert Sun Expo by Vulpine Master.
Nice logo.
We haven't had an expo in a while, and honestly,
the last ones were pretty unsuccessful.
Correct. Yeah, the last ones I can think of off the top of my head were LD's of L Expo, which I think he canceled because there was not enough participation. And then there's Fred,
which had like 3 people.
Yeah, that was a bit. No offense to Fred, but that expo was a little sad when I.
In fact, I didn't really know about that one, so I think that's an issue of more advertising.
I would hope that with more people on, that we'd be able to get slightly better participation on that.
I think the fact that there's prizes that you can win will definitely incentivize people to participate as well. So.
Yeah.
Are the funding amounts seem good to people there? It's a little. I'm trying to compare it to other. Sure.
The thing is, I think it would depend how many people partake.
Seems fine.
Oh, okay. Actually, there was an expo. Frosty did the Creeperville Expo, and apparently the amounts that we gave were 4,000 in total. So this is actually lower, way lower.
Oh. Okay.
I think if there's like a decent size of interest and it's not like 5 people partake, I think this is fine.
Then he's talking about different categories, so like a franchise, transport, etc. It's not really for us to stipulate, but I almost wonder if it's worth splitting the prizes, and this is more a consideration for him to make, if it's worth splitting the prizes into different categories.
I would say no, just for the fact that I feel like you're not going to get enough. Then it's going to be like 3 people per category.
Yeah, we also don't know how many participants per category. There might be a whole lot of planes, but not enough other stuff, right? For example.
Yeah, like if you did that, there's a good chance that one category would just have everyone getting a large monetary prize.
Yeah, I'd rather leave it flexible.
I mean, if Volpine sees that the prize could be split up, he could decide to do it, or maybe request even more money as a addendum. Maybe.
Yeah, because there is a GSM and an ISM before the actual prize award date. So yeah, if there's a need.
Well, we do have the thing you have to propose before it occurs. So to be
prepared. Which is fair. Yeah. So okay. Yep, you're right.
Hopefully we'll watch this and maybe get back to us on that.
Yep.
Yep, approved. IATs.
Before we get into 9, I just want to for all the people who have requested events, if you want to respond, honestly, just ask myself or anybody in requested staff, or because I kind of just know where to put them and just whatever. So feel free to ask for those. And also, once you have your kind of event, when you know what the day is, it's been approved, let me know as well. I can add it to the events calendar. Just send me when it's happening, what time, especially what time zone, what time zone, where it's happening on the server, who's running it, a wiki page if it's possible, and if possible, a short description of what it is, and then I can add to the calendar for you as well.
Yeah, and any admin can add it to the events calendar. Any staff can add the warp, but the events calendar on the website is only for admins. So, okay, Time wants to take over Solettes.
Yeah, at this point, Meet Me in Space has been offline for a whole year.
Yeah. Fine by me.
Wait, where is?
Yeah, hold on.
There was there's supposed to be a reply, a comment email, or that's also supposed to be on here from Kitty.
What does Kitty say?
Or was it put in GSM discussion? I remember the one you were talking about.
I know.
Oh, Kitty decided not to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Kitty's a major part of the town because he has a massive train station there.
So San Salvador's kind of a big deal on the Interrail network. Yeah, you're right.
Who is the deputy mayor of Soletska?
Alex on 24 days.
Oh, okay. I mean, if it means that Soletz will have an active caretaker effectively, then or just someone active to manage stuff. And
yeah, I approve.
I'm okay with this.
He doesn't plan to.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, Time and Alec are both fairly active. I'm sure if they want to come to a different arrangement, they can work it out. Alec at least is reachable via Discord if needed. So
would this be the only question is, would this be used for airfield allocation space or airport? Actually, no, it says center. Airfield doesn't matter. I was going to say airport, but never mind. It says center.
The question is, it sounds like Time isn't doing it because it's he's not merging it with any other town.
Yeah,
so.
That's fine.
He'll just be caretaker.
Okay.
Totally fine with
that. Okay. Sounds like that is approved.
Yep. Next
Okay.
up, Moya
last-
Hempstead.
Yeah, last thing on the
Which
agenda,
one's
Hempstead.
I figured I might as well be here for at least one of the.
Hi,
thing-
Volt.
Hi, Volpe.
I am incredibly late. I am so sorry.
You're fine. You're fine. Okay, Hempstead. So this is again not, so Mojang is saying not integrating it into Deadbush. But yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah, given his architect's been offline for how
Th-
many?
yeah, this is
Over
another
a year.
this is another this is another caretaker type transfer, so it's not going to be
It's just
integrated into
strange,
Deadbush,
like-
maintaining the border.
It's just strange because Microme, the original the original mayor, seems to have no interest in it. But
Microma has actively refused to like DM or to transfer it back, ask to transfer it back.
Probably
so.
has no reason to be. Yeah. So
Yeah.
That's it. A question for Mojang here?
No.
Okay.
What was the
But
question?
there is nothing. I know he's definitely not putting the towns together, but I just wonder. He could, again. I actually base it to Yoshi. Your question, like, would he change any of the airfield allocations? Because I think Hempstead's a senator.
Yeah.
I did hear that he did have some interest in connecting it to his transit network, Mojang Commuter Rail or whatever that is.
I mean,
That's not
well,
really.
Frumple, if you're thinking about the Deadbush airports, like Deadbush is premier, so he can technically, like, he would be able to include that if he was building something that served the both cities jointly.
Well, he did say that Hempstead will not be integrated into contiguous area Deadbush, which includes Deadbush property for all PTC and Valletta.
Yeah.
So it makes it sound like he will not use its airfield allocation.
Not necessarily though, because two disjointed towns are allowed to do that under the rules. Like, even if there's no relation between those towns, as long as they're next to each other, they are allowed to combine their allocate.
I don't think he'll make another airport just for the fact that he said.
Castle, we're trying to judge intent here.
If we're, I think instead of sorry, guys.
If we're concerned, we could just put the stipulation in that yes, we'll give it to you, but we're not going to allow it to come under Deadbush's or like count toward a Deadbush airport.
Yeah,
I honestly don't care if he does or does not.
It doesn't really matter. I don't.
Honestly, don't care.
I don't
to
know.
be honest.
And that's just going to be more paperwork for us to deal with. I'd rather just say, yeah, you can have it, and the proposal looks reasonable.
It'd just be nice to have someone active caretaking Hempstead.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Less inactive towns are always good, generally.
Even if it means that the freaking Deadbush continues to spread across the.
We have vertical Mojangitis, and now we have horizontal Mojangitis with MCR. I think we're fine.
Only thing I would say is he maybe just needs to talk to. I'm not sure. He probably has already, just to confirm. Talk with Puffball because Gemstride is directly to the Gemstride is kind of in a weird. It's northwest of Deadbush, but it's also kind of close to Hempstead. So I think as long as that border is worked out as well, it's fine.
Yeah. That seems fair.
Yeah,
that's a fair condition. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So approve, but Mojang needs to communicate with Gemstride.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, that is the ISM.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
There you go. Cool. That's it.
Don't worry, I've got lots of players to lengthen the next.
Please don't. There's already stuff in the GSM.
All right.
I do have something for the GSM, but
do we want to open it up to a quick Q&A?
Quick.
Are there actually any questions though?
Yeah. We generally, I think how we do it, I don't think there's if people do want to talk, we have time, then yes, we'll do Q&A. But if we hit the hour, I think we should just cut it off. Like we don't.
Yeah.
But we have time, so if people have any,
if you got questions, put them in GSM discussion.
I don't think there should be any questions.
I think there's going to be. Kind of while we're all here.
We're looking for actual questions, please, not silly questions.
Actually,
that is a question.
I'll make a little statement here. Well, not a statement, but I will just let people know that the GSM agenda is not public yet, but I did put a topic in there regarding political discussions. mainly because there's been some, I guess, fatigue is the best way I can describe it, because some people don't want to see political discussions concerning what's going on in the world all the time in main chat. So a lot frequently, people have been asking them to move it to a project channel. So the proposal is proposing two, I guess, separate things. One is less controversial. One is make the courtesy of asking discussions to get moved away from main chat, make that into an actual formal server rule. So if someone does ask you to move a discussion to P1 or whatever, you need to comply. It's not been a problem before, but sometimes people get really intense and they don't read chat. But just be aware of that. The other part of the proposal is maybe all political discussions, or potentially, I guess a better way of saying it, potentially controversial discussions, should just go into a project channel right away. The nice thing about this one is, or the benefit of this is, then people don't have to continually ask for the discussion to be moved. It'll just be in one channel. Some people have been suggesting maybe make a dedicated politics channel. I'm not in favor of, really a fan of that, because it feels like we're kind of encouraging that sort of discussion. And some people also ask, like, can we link it to the politics channel Discord? I don't think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, I think if we create something like that, people would request other channels like that.
So
like media to be linked with media.
Oh God.
Yeah. And I'll just be clear. The second part, it may just be a temporary thing, just because of what's going on in the world. If political session starts getting less and less, though, somehow I don't feel like it's happening anytime soon.
Given what's happening in November.
Yes.
Yeah.
And given that we live in 2020.
Yeah.
We're not even halfway through.
Oh, jeez.
It's only May.
Let's not get started down to the discussion.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm expecting swarms of locusts any day now. Wait, no, we got those in January, didn't
we?
Anyway.
Can we please stay focused? I just want to get this here, please.
Okay, serious questions.
Well, there's some. It's.
Or has a question.
Do you need a warp for events because you have a bus for proceed? No, but also I think it would be much easier for people to it would be much easier for people to warp, so you can easily say to get here just warp respond. You don't have to, but it's kind of makes your event easier for people and more user friendly.
Yeah, again, just ask on the day, and we'll set the warp up just there and then. I
would prefer if you do ask myself or someone, just because just so that we don't, because we don't want, there is a specific spot for it. I'm not sure people know where the warp goes, because there is a specific spot for the warps to go.
To answer John G's question, are we allowed to make warps exclusively in labs? I believe we said flat out no for that. That's not the intent of how warps.
Speed 10 or just teleport, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, what about Court's question?
Can we just unmute him so we can ask?
Well, Court asked this question, but Court, again, I asked you a question back, you haven't answered me, which is, have you talked to Time about it?
What was the question in the first place?
The question was, he says, if he wants to sponsor the build competition, has a name in it. The person who's running the Oh, you said hotel, did you?
Maybe Court retype your questions, because I think there's.
Oh, you said sponsor the building competition, so I thought you were talking about hotel. 2 building competitions, but never mind. Time. Yeah, Court, you have to. You didn't specify which one. Yeah, for Bridge, have you talked to Conductor about it? And what did he say? Yeah, so when we do funding, we do ask that you do specify what you receive funding from, and that wasn't made clear in the Bridge approval, unless we missed it.
Yeah, Time. It's not with your content. It's with Conductors. So.
Just asked him. Okay, so yeah, so that's different. If you're going to receive sponsorship, you do need to clarify that in your proposal. So,
Rocco, regarding your road, I don't Maybe just ask 1 or 2 staff, just so they can look at it. Like now is not really
longer
the best
than 300 blocks. That is longer than 300 blocks, so it does. So it
500.
GS. Oh, yeah, it's 500. That looks longer than 500 because Will is a pretty big town. I could be wrong though.
Just put, if in doubt, submit it to the GSM. That's usually a good rule of thumb.
I mean, easily, obviously, probably after the side, someone we have less stuff. I just ask it stuff and run real time. It'll so then. Well, okay. Is conducting still here?
I don't think they are.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not in
Is it worth
game.
clarifying this outside of the GSM? Because, like, I think that we should take whatever he's getting from sponsorship. We should really be taking off the total that we're providing, or at least find out what his plan is.
Yeah, I'm not like whether or not that should be enough. I think it's a discussion. I just more like you need to be transparent about that when you submit your GSM funding, so we know where to gauge the amount we're giving.
Yeah.
Is it worth rolling that back and just asking him to clarify by email?
Only reason I say that is the event starts tomorrow.
I
mean, in principle, we're saying yes. We just want to clarify.
If you want to have
conductor's back.
Is Court actually giving him money, or is he hypothetically talking about giving him?
No, he is giving him money.
Is he? Because can that conductor hear us? Because I see him talking in GSM Skype.
I don't think he's in the chat. I mean, the voice chat.
Yoshi.
Yeah, he's not.
He is
might be watching the
not
stream, so I'm
in
gonna
voice
see
chat.
I'm trying to see if he's maybe catching a delay or something.
But he said I wanted to sponsor the building competition.
Well, no, Castle. I asked him and he said yes. Because he talked to the conductor pretty good just right now.
Just to be clear, the issue isn't whether you can sponsor; it's whether he's being transparent about the amounts that he's receiving, and essentially the total amounts of the prizes for the contest. That's how, like, what are those going to be,
and how that's distributed between a grant and sponsorships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so how do we commit? Because I think he says it's broken, so he's very hot.
The conductor is in Discord chat now. Oh wait, he is.
Was World Night School ever broken? Castle?
It's kind of wonky anyway.
Not broken.
How about we talk? We'll talk to conductor after this. Yeah.
I'm just gonna make sure because the event is happening tomorrow, so we're just
you can't get out. That's not broken. You can't get out until the end. If you go into World Lit School, you have to finish World Lit School.
Are there any other questions?
Yeah, I'll type to conductor while you ask for the questions.
Okay. Anything else?
Would selling ad spaces? No. So selling an ad space and give a child? No. So we're saying sponsorship, for example, like I for example, naming rights or something like that. Because like an ad, you're like buying a physical space. That's different than like sponsorship, such as like it's being named after this. You're not like buying a physical space. You're buying your own idea.
Okay. Seems like chat is quieting down in terms of questions, so.
Okay, can I hijack everyone?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, real quick, just for everybody to know. So the general staff meeting is on Sunday, June 14th at 7 p.m. UTC. Agenda submissions are due at 7 p.m. UTC on Friday, June 12th. There is an ISM at the end of June. However, because of the 1 hour cutoff rule, if you have an additional event for the anniversary that you want funding for, then in order to be guaranteed funding before the anniversary, we would highly suggest that you get your stuff submitted in by the 12th, if at all possible. So anyway, that's what I got. Frumple, have fun on beta server.
Okay, as I said, if you haven't seen the Discord announcement, I am looking for a whole bunch of people to join me on beta server. The best way to, again, the thing we're trying to test on beta is, can it handle many people? And we want to monitor the performance, see if TPS improves and all that. So if you have time, please go connect to beta. The address is in the announcement. I'm not sure if I'll stick around on Discord or should I move to Mumble here?
Before we
best service.
Before we go, okay, so conductor basically says it's going to be, sorry, I just want to at least clear this up because I think we can clear this up now because it's real quick. The $60 would be towards basically plus $50 for everyone competing. So it basically, in a way, it would cover the participation fee. It would up the participation from 50 to 100, but court would be covering the extra 50.
Prizes then, just the participation prizes.
It would just be the participation, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, conductor. Next time, please, if you can hear me, next time, please make it very clear of what parts of money you're requesting from us, the staff, and what money you're getting from sponsorships, because we want to see the whole total of what people are getting in the end. So.
Also, so you need, so if you do it after, you need to be transparent about that. So
heads up from Paul, there's Pretzel's guest on the base.
Yeah,
again, the beta server map is old. It's about at least a month old. So if you need membership or your proper rank, then I can go adjust that right now.
So should we keep his, because it says $50 per participant, do we want to keep it at that, or do we want to?
I mean, we've never, as far as I know, we've never done participation fee over 100. So
well, it is, I guess, sponsored to him. It is, I guess, theoretically, since it is third party, do we take that into consideration?
I don't think mods can promote from guest.
Yeah, no, guest to member, you got to be admin.
No, I just did.
I guess my position on that, Yoshi, is I think it's worth considering. In this particular case, I don't think it makes a difference because it's just doubling the participation price.
Yeah, I think just next time could
I mean, okay, court's just saying that that this deal was just finalized after, during the ISM.
Even with that, I would say please make those beforehand. We would really prefer you to do beforehand because it makes it easier on our lives to manage all the stuff.
People making backhand deals right in front of our faces. This is what?
All right.
Oh, and I guess last thing, in response to time, if you are a person who must remember, if you want to add everyone to get people's attention for signups or whatever, you are permitted to get one of those like any other event. So court, it's fine, nothing changes. Just please be transparent next time. Really knowing when we know about these things last minute. Thank you.
All right, 3 o'clock. That's it. Everyone go to beta. Have fun.
An hour.
I think we'll move to Mumble if you like.
Yeah, I'm gonna move to Mumble for quality.
Yeah, let's do that.